Hello, namaste. How are you all? I am fine. Hope the same from your side. It is said that to love is nothing. To be loved is something. To love and to be loved is everything. But sometimes it happens that we love someone, but that person may not love us back. The same thing happened with a lady. For example, she was deeply in love with a man. But how was that man? Very short tempered. He was an angry person. But he assured her that he would change after their wedding. And she believed it. And so kept on loving him. And they got married. And the husband became increasingly abusive soon later. Soon after, he had told after marriage he will change. But whether he had changed? No. On the contrary, his anger had increased. In the first year, she was still in a state of disbelief and shock, for he was doing everything opposite to what he had promised. The second year, she thought the situation would improve. The third year, she tried to change herself, thinking this might make them both happy. But what happened? In the fourth year, she realized it was not working. It was not easy to cope up with that person. So she thought of getting separated. They got divorced. Battered and hurt, she decided she would never marry again. She thought in her life she will not marry again. Nonetheless, a few years later, she was married to another person. And this time, the guy was too sweet, unusually so. He was the other extreme compared to the first one. He was very nice. He was very well behaved. But what was in the mind of the lady or the woman? That you are knowing about her first husband, what he was. He had promised her that he will behave well. But it did not came into reality. He became more and more what I can tell you, abused. Here this man is well behaved, but the lady is thinking if she goes according to him, who knows, this man may also change like the first. So she started being little bit strict, not listening to him, or what I can tell, not agreeing to his opinions. So again, they separated soon after and eventually divorced. This was a real life story. And you are knowing, this happens when you have tried everything you can think of, when you have given it your best shot, and you are still not loved in return. You are left with three choices. Either you have to change yourself, or you have to change the other person, or you have to change the person. Here in the beginning, she thought of changing herself. She thought of changing her husband. She was not at all successful. Then she had to change the person. Even after changing the person, whether she was successful? No, she was not at all successful even then. That is why it is said that life is not as we think. So if you have no choice, if you must stay on with the person who doesn't love you due to financial or familial or other reasons, stop expecting love so you may live in peace. If you can't move out, for your own sanity, move on. This is not necessarily the easiest, but it is the most practical way. Because you are knowing, in reality, though we think that we will change that person, is it possible? No. Many times, though we try our level best, we won't be able to change others. In the same way, we won't be able to change ourselves as well. Many times we say that we will change, but no, it is not so easy. Often what happens, a lot of people go for this option, that is changing the person, only to enter into another unfulfilling relationship. As it happened with this lady, she got into another relationship. She changed the person. But here also she was, you are knowing, a failure. When you decide the current person is no good and that you must have someone else, be very sure you will actually and honestly done whatever you could to save your relationship. That said, if you are in an abusive relationship, please don't blame yourself. There is no justification for abuse in a relationship. In that case, protect yourself and move out. You have to move out. Don't keep on living on such a relations. Whenever, in olden days, you are knowing, there was nothing, what I can say, especially for the ladies. So that is why they had to live on, continue with the relationship, whatever trouble they had, whatever the conditions were. But nowadays it is not like that. Even the girls are standing on their own feet. It means they are financially independent. And you are knowing, even the society has changed. It is not the society of olden days. So, it is not necessary that when the conditions are not good, we have to pull on, we have to move on, we have to keep on adjusting. No, never. I am telling you, never. If the things are not so good, if it is not easy to adjust, then it is time we should get out from such relationship and we should have our own life where we will be happy, where we will be content, and where we can act according to our mind, our wish. I mean good things. According to our wish means, I mean the right things. But only the thing is, we have to decide whether we are right or wrong. That is very, very important. It doesn't mean that as you want you can know. It should be the right way. So, my advice to you all is, if it is possible, try to adjust. Adjustment is a must. We adjust everywhere, even in the house, even in the office and all. So even when you are married, if possible, underline the word if possible, adjust, have a good living. But if you find that it is not possible for you to adjust, or you can't change the person, or even if you change the person, what guarantees that that person is of your choice? So, it is in your hands to take the right choice. choice is yours. But have the responsibilities. You can't run away from the responsibilities. Wish you all the best.